There have been spaces claimed, and yes, there has been, concessions like the library. But let's not forget, when people looked at the immediacy after the fire and people from the community ran into the council, that wasn't the first time that we'd done that. That wasn't the first time that we'd done that. You know what the first time we did it was? When we wanted a memorandum signed that would guarantee that the library would remain a public asset and would not be siphoned off to the private school next door to it. Now, the only reason that today there is a plaque within that library guaranteeing it as a public asset is because Grenfell United were able to pressure central government, so the parliamentary Tory party, and say to them, look, this is what we want. So the parliamentary Tory party then applies pressure to the local Kensington and Chelsea council and says, give them this library. So we have the library now signed as a permanent public asset. If Grenfell didn't happen, the blocks that we live in would very likely be demolished right now. We were in the midst of the Save Our Silchester campaign, and our understanding was that all of the blocks between Westway and Latimer Road Tube Station, with the exception of Grenfell Tower, were earmarked to be demolished and replaced by far more expensive property. The only one that was exempt from that process, we understood it to be Grenfell Tower because it had had this refurbishment, and that refurbishment was the nail in its coffin. That is the sick, twisted irony within which we live, is that we're still there, but we're still there because Grenfell happened. We still have access to the library, but only because Grenfell happened. The money that has been given to different projects and the amazing people that have been funded by the council have only been funded because Grenfell happened. Had that not have been the case, we would not be in the situation we are today. And so the bottom line is, as Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing without demand. That is our role, to continuously demand things. And what we would hope from the rest of British society is, do not allow them to turn the national conversation from what it should be. Should a French and US construction company have the right to endanger people's lives in this country, to do Muslims have the right to live in social housing in Kensington? Because if you read certain newspapers, that's what the national conversation around Grenfell is about. Do Muslims have the right to live in social housing in Kensington? That's not the conversation here. If you're in an army barracks and a British soldier, and we all know how much, supposedly, when we look at World War I centenary that we just went through, how much this country supposedly loves its armed forces. Well, why are the armed forces in army barracks that have this kind of crap on it? Why are children in schools with this stuff on it? Why are people in hospitals literally in death traps? That's what we need the rest of British society to be demanding.